Hey guys, Robert here from Mrtxre Real Estate. We're going to work at the whiteboard today. About a week ago, I put up a video, a little walkthrough of an Airbnb of mine, and I want to run through the numbers again with you. So we bought it for $155. This was just about 2 years ago. $155. We closed, and the furniture was about $12K. Okay, so it's all in at $167. Now, I had to bring about 30% of that, right? So we're going to multiply that by 0.3. This is going to be 30,000 and 30% of 70. So we'll just call it 50K. You guys can do your own math, but we're trying to bring about $50,000 to closing, right? So that's cash in. Now, we get this from time to time. It's like, well, you know, I want cash flow. I want cash flow. So that was the name of the video, cash flow or equity. So here's what happens. So I'm in at 50, and our first year, not so good. The carry on this is about, call it $1,800 a month. $1,800 a month is the carry. And we didn't do so well the first year. We couldn't carry it all, so we actually lost about $9,000. We got it late in the season. We had the wrong management company. It wasn't really set up to kind of compete with the marketplace. So we had to do some changes. We brought more furniture in, but I lost $9,000 in year one. Now in year two, we broke even, right? So we got $9,000 loss over here, and then we broke even, right? That's just a bump. And this year, we should be making probably about 10 grand. Everything is running the way it should run. Not a loss, this is income. So overall, in 3 years of operation, I'll make $1,000. Now, if you're looking at cash flow, people would be like, well, I would never do that deal. I mean, you put $50,000 in, you made $1,000 over 3 years. I'm like, that's correct. It's like, well, that's a horrible return. I'm like, yeah, it's not good if you're just looking at cash flow. Okay, now, here's what other people are not looking at. We were all in at 167, right? So I have 167 all in, and we made $1,000 over 3 years, paid taxes, paid the mortgage, paid the HOA fees. But it's now worth $289, maybe a little bit higher. So now I'm in a much better position. I made $122,000, right? I made $122,000 for holding this for about less than 3 years. So now when we look at our, hey, you put 50 in to make 122 in 3 years, those numbers start looking really, really well. So all of a sudden, hey, I'm at so you figure it's going to be about 40K a year. 40K of 50K is 80%. So my return is 80%. Now, if you want to know more, click the link below and we'll show you all the numbers. But right now, my return, the way I look at it, because I'm all about creating wealth, is 80%. Okay, we're moving on. So at 80%, but I also got depreciation on the 155. So every year I'm making about $3,000 tax deduction. I got my little napkin here. So that is money in times 3. So right now we're going to be at $9,000 in tax deductions. And I know you're going to tell me, hey, my numbers are wrong. It's actually 3%, but that 167 is probably not the value of the building itself. It's the building and the land. So we always just use like a 2% number on that. 3,000K times 3 years is $9,000. So I made $9,000 in tax deductions, and I made another 40K over there. So now I'm at a total of 122 and 9, right? 122, 9, and my 1, plus, because I broke even, right? I've had my tenants, my guests at my Airbnb, give me 3 years of payments. So I told you it's about $1,800 a month, right? And the HOA is pretty high there, so call it $1,000. I've had $36,000 of someone else paying my rent. So when we start looking at the true numbers, we'll add this up. This is 10, this is 132, 152, and 6 is $158K of wealth creation and income, and tax deductions, all over. It's $158,000 that's cash flowing for me on a $50,000 investment. Now, that's some real numbers. It gets even better. Let me erase this. Remember, we're in at 150 here. Let me just show you the craziness here. So in those first 3 years, total return, 158K. Remember, I said it was worth 289. So I'm going to take 289 and I'm going to multiply that by 0.75. That's going to be roughly, and we'll call that 150. So 225 minus 7, we'll call it 218. I don't even need 218. All I want to do is get my $50,000 back. So I'm almost at a 50% LTV on this, right? Call it 55. So I get a 55% LTV loan on this, which is, no one should have a problem doing that. It's going to be my roughly 168K, right? So I'm going to be able to refi all of this and pull this $50,000 out. Now, my monthly carry is going to go up, yes, but I'm in a better position now in year 3 in my Airbnb where I have better rate reviews. I've got better guests. I've got repeat guests. So all of a sudden, my income is going to do better in year 4. Now I'm able to pull my $50,000 out and put that $50,000 back in my pocket and go do it again. Now, this, again, it's going to be a little bit higher. That's fine. But I should be able to make income, tax deductions, have other people pay my mortgage on $0 in, right? So we know what return that is, right? It's an infinite return on our investment. So that's me at the whiteboard. That's how we do it. A lot of people do it differently. There's so many different ways to make money in real estate. I'm sure a lot of people are going to have some input on here. But this is the rough scenario on this. And this is the stuff we teach at our 3-day, all day long. Make sure you come on out. Go to Mrtxre so you can come out and see our big weekend event. We go through this. So I had $50,000. I was able to yield 158. I was able to take my $50,000 investment out, keep yielding big time money while taking that $50,000 and doing this over and over. Thanks, guys. This has been Robert at the Whiteboard, Mr. Texas Real Estate.